Good morning, people of the realm. How are you doing? I'm doing alright, thank you for asking. Bit of an interesting day today. Gonna run you through just a basic day of doing some work, doing some training, and then doing something a little bit different later on. I've been making these protein, high-calorie flapjack things. They've been keeping me going during my bulk. I'm trying to put on 10 kilos. Wow. I'm trying to get to 80 kilos. I'm currently sitting at about 74 kilos. And I'm currently also doing a kind of 75 hard challenge, where I'm doing 2 workouts a day, trying to eat enough, essentially, trying to sleep enough, and just trying to get better generally. So I'm going to start documenting it. And part of that is going to be, that's the wrong shoe, how I go about ensuring I get enough calories in. I'm a big skinny bastard, and I want to change that. So, what do? We eat more, and we train more. That whole kind of consistency is something that I've always struggled with. So I'm going to start documenting it to keep me accountable. First things first though, we are going to go to Starbucks and meet our friend Josh, who's going to run us through a training session a little bit later today. But we're going to do some work first, because we're both self-employed. And that means we actually have to sit down and do work, which is ridiculous. But anyway, let's do that. Boom! It is now like 2 hours later. Done my work. Didn't want to film in Starbucks. It was really busy, and I've still not quite got over the weirdness of setting up a camera in public yet. I'll get there, but yeah, not yet. Yeah, done a decent amount of work. It's starting to feel a bit rough, to be honest with you. I think I'm coming down with something, but not gonna let it get in the way. Gonna go for a quick walk now. Getting my my outdoor exercise for today. Gonna go for a walk through town. Probably grab another coffee, try and wake myself up a little bit. Got a training session later on today. I didn't mention before, but Josh is actually a PT, which is handy having a best mate as a PT, because I get free PT sessions. Read them in week, mate. But yeah, so we're going to run through a training session a little bit later on. Hopefully feel good for that. And then, yeah, take it easy the rest of the day. Do a little cook-up later, which you will see. But yeah, enough of me sat in my van talking to my screen. Let's crack on. Coffee secured. Bloody needed today. Righto, brothers. Time to get swole. It is so cold in here. This thing is saving the day. What's the plan then, Josh?
I love you asked me a second to get off the rower.
He's not actually been on the rower, he's just...
Full body, high intensity, low volume, lift heavy.
No problem with that, mate. What am I wearing? I've left all of my gym stuff at my girlfriend's house, so we're training in... I know, we're training in these skin-tight pyjama pants. Yeah, they are.
The field of sounds, the challenge begins. But on this battlefield, no one wins. The smell of ice smoke and horse's breath is a virgin into sudden death.
I'm in zone 5! 1 hour training, 3 hours of pissing about. Good. Balance. Absolutely fantastic.
I'm fat. Back to me in studio. Right then, that is workout complete. Gonna run to the shop now and get some beef, get some meat, get some protein. A little food shop. But yeah, good session. Absolutely shattered now. To the shop. I haven't quite gotten used to filming in public yet, so we're gonna do it at night. Quick trip to Aldi. Gonna grab some bits. Here we go. Aldi. Very nice. They're all green, mate. These are the one. You can't see it, this is the most bloody uncomfortable bag I've ever bloody worn. I have filled it to the brim. It is spilling out the sides. The goods are acquired. Whoa! I didn't see you there! I want to walk you through what I bought from the shop. I'm also going to take this off because it's absolutely roasting in here. I'm going to make some protein flapjacks. I'm going to walk you through how to do it. So you can copy the recipe if you want. You're going to need some porridge oats, either peanut butter or tahini. My girlfriend is allergic to peanuts, so I use tahini, which is sesame seeds. So I'm not going to kill her, which is good. Some raisins or some dates. There wasn't any dates, so I just got some used raisins. Used raisins, some that I already had open. We are going to get some chocolate, some 4-seed mix, boom, boom, and some honey as well. Do we need anything else? A baking tray, bananas. We need some bananas. We've got some green ones, which are a bit crap, but we'll have to make do. You will also need some protein powder. First job is going to weigh everything out. In here, we're going to add 350 grams of oats. I've had to balance mine so they don't fall everywhere. This is going to make 8 servings. We're going to add one of these, just the whole pack. It's about 250 grams there. We're going to add 50 grams of protein. I usually go with vanilla, but you can do whatever you want. It's a free country. Well, kind of. Ooh, a little bit over. Tell you what. In for a penny, in for a pound. 60 grams. No! Then this is the trick. We're going to add chocolate. I think these are 25 gram bars of 70% dark chocolate. Get those good polyphenols in. Take that one down. Just to check it's safe. Again, trying not to spill her everywhere like I've just done. Next, we're going to add 100 grams of raisins. Ah, sod it. Let's just do the whole thing. Why not? Extra calories. Next, we're going to add, I'd usually go 3 kind of medium-sized bananas, but these ones are pretty pathetic. They're about average. So I'm just going to take these, just kind of chop them up, something like. I'm going to speed this up just so you guys can kind of see what's going on. There we go. Cool. That is all our dry ingredients mixed together. We then need to mix 150 grams of honey, 150 grams of tahini, mix it together over the heat, melt it together. We're going to pour that in and then move everything together. We're going to melt it all together and make a big fat cookie dough ball of pure protein. Right then, the fun bit. We're going to mix this nice warm mix. Just make sure it's not too hot because you'll burn your hands. We're going to put that into our bowl. Make sure you get every last morsel out. It's about 3,000 calories in there still. I want to get rid of that. Then you're going to literally mix your hands together. Just crush everything together. It's going to look a bit grim and it feels absolutely disgusting. But this is where the magic is made. Each of these servings is about 25 grams of protein in these 8 servings and about 750 calories. Give or take. So it's pretty good for bulking and it's relatively clean. Line the bugger. Tip the bugger. That is pure calorie. That could fuel a nuclear fusion reactor for a year, that. But it's going to fuel me for about a week. I'll level this out somewhat. This is the annoying bit, trying to get it all into the corner so there's like equal calories for each biscuit, each flapjack. Right then, gonna clean up and then I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 20 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. Boom. Feast your eyes on that absolute beauty. So 20 minutes later, boom, we have the Giga Jack. About there's bang on. That's about right. What do you reckon to that? I need to stop eating it, there's gonna be none left. Brain's a bit flustered. That workout from today has just absolutely switched me off. So, oh no, massive chunks got off that one. What am I gonna do? Down the hatch. 8 flapjacks. Right, the next job, we're gonna wrap these up into neat little packages. Boom. Put up. Something like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just there or thereabouts. Biggest issue I've had when it comes to training consistency is just it's eating the right food and eating enough of it. You know, I'm trying to meet a surplus of about 3,500 calories, which sounds great for somebody who's like trying to lose weight, but it's really bloody tricky. It's so hard not only to make sure you're eating enough, but to make sure you're eating the right stuff as well. I've also noticed that in the past when I've eaten crap, usually my mental health just goes through the floor. I've got no energy, no drive to do anything. Usually not a good time. So little tricks like these flapjacks here, which I've started doing recently, just help to just cram in those extra calories just when otherwise you've missed out, you know? There we go. 8 servings, 700 calories-ish each, 25-ish grams of protein each. So yeah, give it a try. Make them at home if you're trying to put some weight on. Just make sure you're training as well. Yeah, let me know what you think. They taste pretty good. What else was I going to say? Let's have a sit, shall we? Let's get into that point in the day. It's actually about 11 o'clock at night now, which is not ideal. I want it to be in bed by now. But you know, let's have a chat. Let's have a sit down and talk about life. Let's have a brew, shall we? I've just spilled it all over my crotch. I haven't pissed myself. I promise. I just wanted to quickly outline just at the end of this video why I've decided to start posting again. I've had this channel for probably 2 years now, and it's been very much my documentation of trying to get through some very difficult times in my life. Growing up, always struggled with very, very intense anxiety, and more recently, that kind of culminated in very severe agoraphobia. I basically couldn't leave the house at all. And I made quite a few videos prior to that really setting in. Going to Wales on a little trip, trying to fight anxiety and, you know, trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. And I realised that I was doing the right thing, not necessarily responding to it in the right way. And after a while, one thing led to another, things really fell through the floor. I basically was trapped in my bedroom, not physically, but mentally. I couldn't do anything, you know. I couldn't go out and see my friends. I couldn't see girls. I couldn't go and pursue that. Virtually lost my job. All sense of freedom completely gone, which was really, really rough to experience at 23 years old. I thought I was past that. I've had a similar experience in the past, and it just came back to bite me in the arse. And so much of the past year has been an exercise in trying to not only get back to where I was, but to push myself further from where I was originally. And that has worked really well, you know. Up until last year, I'd never really been abroad before. I was too nervous. I went on a family holiday when I was a kid, went a few times. Last time I went away, I was 12. And I didn't think I'd ever be capable of doing it. I loved the idea of it, never thought I'd be capable. And last year I went abroad 3 times, which is unbelievable to me. If you know me and you know kind of where I've been, that's mental. And it's something I'm very proud of. Anyway, sob story over. Reason for me starting this up and making videos like this, I've always struggled with discipline since being a little kid. Never done my homework. I've never been able to sit down and study and revise. I've never been able to sit still, to be completely honest with you. But to do what I say I'm going to do, I've always really struggled with. And growing up, it's always been this idea that I'll do it next year. I'll do it next week. I'll do it tomorrow. And having reached the age of 24, I've kind of had a realization that actually nothing's going to happen. I'm going to stay the exact same unless I start to take action now. I've kind of had a bit of a scare where I'm like, bloody hell. I've gone from 20 to 24 very, very quickly, and 30's, not a million miles away. And by the age of 30, I would have hoped I would have achieved the things that I've set out to do. One of them being start traveling more, conquer the anxiety side of things, which I'm close to getting there now. The pinnacle of that's going to be the Australia, New Zealand trip, which I'm hoping to do next year if I can afford it. A big one for me has been fitness and getting in shape and achieving a body that I'm proud of. And I've been going to the gym on and off for the past 7 years, but again, discipline, be that training or nutrition, mostly nutrition, and sleep, have always kept me at a similar level. I've kind of plateaued and stayed there. And the reason for that, completely honestly, is just my lack of my ability to go, nope, I'm going to do this thing now. Or my lack of ability to turn my phone off and go to bed. Or cook the food and eat it. Or put the phone down and go to the gym. My inability to do that has stunted my growth massively, mentally and physically, throughout my kind of like adolescent and early adult life. And I don't want that to continue. And I've realized the best way for me to do that is to do this, which is to document. I am telling the world what I'm intending to do. I'm putting my reputation on the line. I have to do it, and it's kind of one of those things where if I document this, then it gives me a reason other than me to go, no, I need to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Because other people, my hope is that one day, hopefully if you're watching this and you're similar to me, and, you've always kind of said that you want to do things and you never really got around to it, and you make excuses for things, like hopefully this is a catalyst for you to start doing the same and we can do this together. And if I have that in my mind, then I know that, right, I can't skip this meal, or I can't skip this workout, or I can't stay up late and doom scroll, because I've got a community of people that I'm trying to lead in the right direction, including myself. And helping people through things like that has been my reason for doing a lot of the things that I do. My big reason for getting through the anxiety episodes and stuff was because one day I hope to, pull people out of, be that my kids or my friends, whenever you end up in that situation where they're stressing, they're anxious, I want to be the kind of guy that goes, don't worry, mate, I know where you've been, here's what you need to do to get out, let me help you. And that's why that was my why. And I want to do the same for this. I want a reason to stay fit and to go to the gym consistently, and to eat well and to sleep well, and to just really reach into that self-improvement world. Not only for me, but I want to be able to help people get from where I've been, and the only way to do that, in my opinion, instead of bullshitting and be like, here's exactly what you need to do, guys, you need to be doing, I don't fucking know, like, let's do it together. So that's the plan. That's what I'm intending on doing with this channel, and hopefully I'll be able to document and make a video profile of a life that I'm proud of, that hopefully one day, my kids, my grandkids, my great-great-grandkids will be able to look back and go, yeah, he did all right. And you might say that's selfish, maybe it is, but it means a lot to me, that. And I'd like to point myself in the right direction, and wind up on my deathbed an old man going, yeah, I was good. I'm glad I didn't spend that time on my phone. If that sounds good to you and you want to join in, then stick around. Hold that phone 1 second. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. It's quite a long one. I just thought I'd rant at the end. For the 6 people who are watching this, if you're still here at the end, let me know. Bloody hell, you deserve a medal if you're still listening to this. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you through the keyhole. No, through the window. I don't know how to end these videos. I've never been able to do it. I'll see you later, mate. I'm going to bed now. It's like 11:30. That early night is waning. Right. Good night. Get off your phone. Go and touch some grass.